Hi, and today I've got some exciting news on Harley Davidson models coming in 2021. Stay tuned. The channel for the latest in motorcycle news, views and tech reviews. Now, at the end of Harley Davidson's Model Year 2021 launch event, they gave some snippets of some potential new models that might be coming towards the end of or throughout 2021, and some events that were shown that perhaps might be the venue for these launch events. Now, the first of these snippets that I came across towards the end of the video was an interesting snippet clip of a new motorcycle called Revival. Now, Harley Davidson try and play a little game with us, kind of like the Apple game, not telling us what they're going to release until it releases at the launch event. Now, fortunately for Apple, this just constantly, drives up their share prices. Everybody anticipates a launch and then it launches and the share prices rocket some more. Unfortunately for Harley Davidson, in leading up to these sort of announcements, the share prices tend to fall or fluctuate. And then if you look at the recent sort of the hardwire strategic plan for the next 5 years, Harley Davidson's share prices plummeted. So I'm not sure this is a good tactic by Jochen Zykes myself. But anyway, we're quite cunning in the Harley Davidson community. So although Jochen tries to reduce the number of motorcycles by 30% in the range because it's all too complicated for us, actually we're quite au fait with all the models. In fact, many of us can probably take a good stab at listing every single motorcycle since we were involved with Harley Davidson themselves and being a customer. So I think he's a little bit short-sighted there. But intelligent as we are, us Harley Davidson customers, we know that Harley Davidson has to register all their motorcycles with the US Environmental Protection Agency and list all the motorcycles that they meet all the environmental standards before they can be released. Now, interesting, the list of Harley Davidson motorcycles for 2021 has been released on the EPA website. Interestingly, it doesn't include the Pan America as yet, or the potential new Sportster or middleweight cruiser, as Harley Davidson would like to call the new model. But it does seem to have listed all the new touring motorcycles that'll be coming out this year. So moving through the list of the touring range there, we've got the Electra Glide Standard. We know that's a model. The Police Electra Glide. So we're going to see the Police Electra Glide, the police models in general across the touring range be launched potentially this year, unless of course those are special for the police themselves. But there seems to be quite a variety on the list with the Police Electra Glide, the Police Road King. So there's certainly going to be those police models potentially coming out in 2021 for those that have a desire to look like a police officer. And also looking through there, you can see we have definitely got Revival. So that's definitely going to be a new touring model that's going to arrive in 2021. And then, of course, we've got the Road Glide Special, the Road King Special, the Street Glide Special, the Freewheeler, the usual models that we know have already been released. But looking down the list into the CVOs, an interesting one I've spotted there at the end is the Ultra Limited Shrine Edition. So expect a new CVO this year. Again, ties in with Harley Davidson's strategic hardwire plan to entice us into the models, get us into the touring models where they make more money out of us, keep giving us the novelty of the new model coming along, so we purchase another one and just keep driving up the profits of Harley Davidson without them having to produce lots and lots of new motorcycles to entice new customers into the brand. Now, the next snippet of information I found from the EPA website is there's going to be a new electric motorcycle to be launched from Harley Davidson this year, or maybe an update to Livewire. This certainly fits in with Harley's plan to release the electric strategy later this year. Now we can see from the EPA filing here that there's just a new engine family name. Now the first letter being going from L to M. So could this mean we're going from the large displacement, larger electric engined motorcycle to maybe a more medium sized electric model? Or it simply could mean LM. It's just the next code in the sequence for an update to the current Livewire model. And finally, some thoughts on when we might see these new models throughout 2021. Well, certainly towards the end of the Harley Davidson Model Year 21 launch event, they gave snippets of both Sturgis and Daytona Bike Week. Now, both events still went ahead last year, irrespective of COVID. Sturgis was slightly down on its usual 500,000 attendance to 460 odd thousand, so still a huge event that's probably more likely to go ahead this year. Daytona Bike Week, which is earlier in the year in March, the local city pulled the permits for the tents last year, but they admitted they just couldn't stop people attending. The local businesses, indoor businesses, were still open, including the Harley Davidson shop event. So that was still an event last year, and expect the same this year. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please hit the subscribe button, give a knock on that bell icon, and you'll get notified as soon as my next video is uploaded. Cheers.